Hello and welcome to Heroes of History. This time we're focusing on Mian Tansen. He's a new healer and cavalry unit in this Season Pass 7, which has landed here on beta. It will land with you guys in a month or so. And he has a decent amount of hit points, a good amount of defense too, but not too much of attack. So he's very heal-like. He has some biography here we can read about if you want, but I don't really find it that interesting. And oh crap, that's not supposed to happen. For some reason I can't see his unit stats right now. That's... well, not down here. Well, base damage 247, attack speed 60, 3.5 attack range. That's out of the ordinary. Close combat units have a range of 1, and ranged units normally have a range of 6. So 3.5 is just in the middle of it. He has an attack speed that is, and move speed that's fast, evasion 0%, and crit chance and damage is normal. And apart from this being weird, well, there's not much to say about it, other than we want to see what is his ability. Now he has Harmony's Embrace, and I have made up to level 5, so he'll match a 2-star hero, which has the top of level 40, which I made him 2. Hansen transcends through his music, becoming invulnerable for 5.25 seconds. That's nice. He can't be hurt. And gaining a healing aura, healing all area units around him for up to 500% over time. It's not a defined area. It's just a healing aura. So I tested a bit, so I have an idea how big this area is, and it's approximately around 2.5. So if everyone is standing close to him, and the range units are shooting in their max range and he's shooting at his max range, he will still get them if they're standing well in the general proximity. The same with close combat units, that will just happen to be in the other end, but if they're fanned out too widely, they don't get within the range. But you'll see that when we move on. While ability is active, Tansen cannot attack or move, which makes him, well, not always the asset you want him to be, because then your units move out of the healing aura, which isn't great. Now he isn't awoken at all. He can get some extra attack. Well, he isn't a great attack already, so that would be nice. You get 20 more focus, and here he has some defense, more of that, and a lot of defense extra. So he'll be really strong on the defense wise, and here, at least in the end, some more hit points. The focus here is interesting because initial charge is 8 seconds, so that's okay fast, but his regular charge is 16 seconds. I know he lands his invulnerable for 5.25 seconds, but that's a long time for a healer not to be healing anyone. Now let's move on to the battle mat and look into how that works on the battlefield. And to compare it with the last one I did, we're going right here to battle 19. Battle 1, we put him in here instead of Ashoka the Great, and otherwise the team hasn't changed at all. And last time we got only 3-star wins. I can guarantee we won't do that this time, because, well, units tend to move around. As you can see, Bismarck has barely moved because, well, he was always in the face of the enemy, and you can see here his range is landing around here. Those two didn't move out of the range because they're range units and they had something they could shoot at all the time. But those two move around like crazy, so they, well, they're not optimal for it. Even though that Bismarck attracts all the enemy units, so in reality, well, for Tansen to actually shoot at those units he attracts, he should move within his range and thus be able to heal Bismarck well. But as you can see, as they stack up outside here, he won't really get in there. You can see it's just on the verge of being able to heal him, and you can even see it doesn't move. So you really need to think of where you place him, if that's what you want to do, if you want to use him. Now let's look at the battle stats here and see how good or, well, bad. Now let's move on to the next battle and see how he behaves there. And slowly moving. Oh, that was battle 5. We want battle 4 first. There we go. Again, you can see how the enemy has fanned out, and we want those to fan into close proximity of him, otherwise they won't be healed when his healing aura lands. And well, right now it's only 8 seconds, so it'll land pretty nicely. As he jumps in here, you can actually see them hitting more or less everything here, which is nice, and you can even see how he just, with his deafening attack, was just within the borders. Now, as you can see here, he puts himself in harm's danger, and there's no way to reach him healing wise. So we want him to jump over here before he heals again, but being this slow, he won't even heal in this wave, which makes him, well, a tad less strong than I want him to. And as it should be throwing it off, and while the enemy units haven't been dragged over here, a lot of those heroes won't even be healed before he's finished healing, and that makes them vulnerable to enemy damage, especially when we have Thomas Alva Edison jumping all over the place and never being able to stay put anywhere. Now let's look at the battle stats of this battle 2, and there we are. Let's move on to the next battle here. One of the tougher ones, battle number 5. And, well, just a nice biff of my city before... Oh, no, we don't take that. Now I was out taking some energy from the season pass, and then we can continue, which is nice. And here at battle 5, it looks like this, and let's just see how he behaves, if he can get everyone within, well, a reasonable distance, so he can actually heal them. There's not a lot here in the first round, but will actually get to a point where they need healing. That would mean that we could, with large benefit, well, use him manually to, well, to make him actually land some healing at a point where it's actually needed. As you can see right now, it again takes a long time for him to, well, get ready to heal again. And this entire wave, well, he won't even heal anyone. Again, we're moving to the third wave here. And, well, he just committed more or less suicide because he went, well, out of anyone's way to help him. And, well, now no one can... Oh, he went out of way to get help too. Well, it wasn't the best of moving around here, and again, that's a major reason why you shouldn't use auto battle. Now let's look at the battle stats, because, well, auto battle just say a lot of the units as it is. This way it's not one of my errors that makes, well, us lose more or less than we would before, as I use only the auto battle function for these videos. Now let's see here if we can do something good here. And also, well, while we are at that, note how his progress bar for the next power, how it, well, I'm not quite sure it doesn't move forward while he heals. I'm not sure if that is intended, but he really is at a standstill and in a time vacuum when he stands there healing. So literally, the 5 seconds that he is invulnerable, it's added to the 16 seconds until he can actually use his power again. So it's actually 21 seconds between, and 25 hundredths of a second on top of that. That's an extremely long waiting time for him to actually heal just a second time. And in most battles, well, you don't have the time to wait for that, because he will reach another healing, like right here. Oh, that was nice of you. You gained a little extra healing because you actually landed in the middle of the healing circle. That was quite awesome and nice of him. Well, he might be able to live another day, and well, we might get an actual 3-star out of this. Well, we did. Let's see the battle stats here. Now let's go for the final battle and conclude this test. Well, at least before I make some wild accusation. Oh, not that battle, because there's a lot of heroes and that won't well fly with this area damaging team. Now let's go on this one. It's a single wave battle, and they might even have so many units actually hurting ours that he'll have someone to actually heal here, so he can, well, do a decent amount of healing before the end of this battle. Yes, there comes the healing, and you can actually see how he heals Thomas Alva Edison here, and well, it gains at the same time as he loses. So when you can get your heroes to stay within a reasonable distance from him, he actually heals quite nicely. Now let's see if we can see the stats here. It was a rather long period of time here. Let's look at this. Now this was a good example here in the end of him actually doing something good with his ability and helping out, because he would even heal himself here, because he was also damaged, and well, we saw he was close to also. So let's just see how he made it out in total. Well, first off, well, I don't think there will be too much different in general to these heroes, because they were just area damages. What is mainly interesting is that he made actually way less damage than Ashoka the Great, but as he, well, with his ability doesn't attack half the time, well, that's rather rough, but then he do a lot less damage. He doesn't, though, take a lot of damage for some reason, and well, mainly in the last battle, but he also tends to get closer when he only have a 3.5 distance of attack, and Ashoka actually has a range of 6, so he will get closer to damage and does also more often get damage. What's interesting here is actually the last one here, because in general he only gave half the amount of healing, but not actually here in the last battle, where he maybe was placed the best. He actually made 1,000 more damage of healing compared to Ashoka the Great. So if you use him right, he can actually be quite great, but use him in a single battle only, especially with the present way he works. I'm not sure if it's correct that he should even quit gaining there, because well, if his invulnerable time here of 525 that is usually subtracted from this, even others with regular charts have 16 seconds of general charts, even with them being invulnerable or other things for a short period of time. Making him have those 525 added to this makes him an extremely lazy hero, and I'm not sure if that's on purpose, but only developers can answer that question, or that is a bug that should be corrected. Either way, well, this was it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and seeing that Mian Tansen is actually a good hero. I think he's generally a good hero that can be very useful in the future. I would say thank you for watching this video.